Happy Halloween! For belated Halloween. Sorry. Because Halloween was yesterday. And I wanted to post this shit yesterday, but had some issues. Anyways, Bree at Cryptic Tales of Terror. I hope you guys were all safe yesterday. Had a good time. It was chilly last night. What was it, like 65 degrees? It's not usual for Florida. So for those who like the cold weather, I hope you would enjoy it. But here's my costume. Like I said, I think I'm gonna make this witch hat part of my slogan, you know. This is a red Riding costume, but honestly, it reminds me more of the German ladies that have the beer mugs, you know, in their hands. Like, for real. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me more of Germany. Ugh. Anyways, I know that yesterday was traditionally it's the one day where the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest. So you have a much easier time to talk with your dead loved ones and all your ancestors. And if you, how do I say, if you're into the occult in any way, whether it's the good or the bad, whatever, most people will leave a glass of wine, the bottle of wine, you know, and share it. Um, I wanted to have just one glass and then leave the bottle out for my ancestors, especially my father, who I greatly miss so much. Oh my God, we used to have such a blast when I was a kid trick or treating. First, I know I'm talking heebie-jeebie shit right now, but I remember growing up with first you go with your little pumpkin, and then after that you go home, dump all the shit out, and then you get a pillowcase and you go to a different neighborhood that is more populated, obviously, and is you can tell just by looking at the neighborhood that it's much finer. And you just keep on going. Dump it all when you get home, check all the fucking candy, whatever, you know. But the cool thing was that my father, he would always actually, you know, the kids who will like hang out behind a tree or a house or a car and try to scare the other trick-or-treaters and shit. My dad actually used to do that sometimes at other people's houses, and he was phenomenal at it. Anyways. Um, wasn't able to stay outside too long because of the weather, but I should have gotten some kind of a covering up for this. Anyways, enough of my blah 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 blah. Did I want to say anything else? Oh yeah, this is really fucking important. For anybody out there who is into the occult, whether it's good or bad, um, no, like I said, whether it's good or bad, you give offerings, okay? But yesterday, man, eerie feeling. Like I was happy because it's my favorite holiday, but at the same time, eerie feeling because Halloween is the best time for rituals, especially for the dark side of things. And I know for a fact for basically all the covens out there. It's not just the dark coven that has been in my situation, but for other covens out there, yeah, they were doing rituals and just put your brain in imagination and think about what you think would happen, especially when it does come to animals, because yes, unfortunately, there are animals that are sacrificed, especially black cats, which I feel horrible about. Because believe it or not, I wasn't a cat fan for the longest time, but yeah. Um, Black cats are one of my familiars, just like birds are. And I didn't used to like birds either. Any freaking ways. Um, the eerie feeling that I got when it comes to the rituals and shit. The karmic feminine is livid on the warpath. And I'll explain why, Lucy. Okay, here's the thing. Right after this shit, I'm definitely going back to my tarot because I mean, typing this shit out is tiring too because the amount of downloads that you get, and you gotta keep up with the typing and shit. But this karmic feminine is determined to have the masculine because there is a reunion coming up around the holiday season. So, anyways, uh, been cleansing myself a lot and I've been away. I appreciate you guys for being so patient with me because visiting the grandmother nursing home. She's always asking me, "Oh, how's her channel doing?" And "Oh, great, oh great." She has no fucking idea. Like 80 something. Who cares? Anyways, though, as soon as this reunion happens, please, 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 for the love of God or whatever deity you believe in, you and the masculines need to stick together because there will be black magic break up love spells that are going to be thrown your way by the karmic feminine because she wants you guys to break up again. So, when you guys start feeling weird or have petty arguments, maybe not as sexually intimate, possibly, you'll know that's a sign of the black magic she's throwing out. So, the two of you guys must stick together, stand your ground, no matter what fucking happens. Because I firmly believe that if you stick it out, stand your ground, and you realize that it's not you guys, it's magic. That's what's gonna break the rest of the curses and the hexes. Okay? Anyways, as I said, cleansing, blah, blah, blah. Because I also had a neighbor that gifted me a Halloween themed tarot deck of cards because she knows I'm spiritual and whatnot. I've never gone into details with her, but before she even gave me the box, I had a very weird feeling about the deck, and sure enough, when I opened it, guys, every single card, there was a picture of devils and skulls on it. And I don't think that was by accident. Even, Halloween themed, no, I really don't believe that that was by accident. I do believe that she's nosy and somebody from the coven paid her to go buy that deck, hoping that I would open that gift in my house. Invite evil into my house? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And by the way, growing up, I was taught to open up gifts as soon as you get them right in front of that person because it's the polite thing to do. It lets that person know that you actually give a shit about the fact that they thought about you for giving you the gift. So, when I saw that, in my mind, I'm thinking, hell no, absolutely not. I'm not using that shit. But, thank you. How kind, and hmm, after that, I got rid of them immediately in private. So, it just felt so gross. Oh, so I made sure to super duper cleanse myself and take spiritual baths, all of that stuff. And I hope you guys all did too. And for anybody who is a Capricorn out there or has um any Capricorn somewhere in their birth chart, please protect your crown chakra because they're trying to attack it. They want to confuse you, especially they want to confuse the divine masculine, especially if he's got any Capricorn in his chart. I'm protecting my crown chakra like this, regardless. Anyways, hmm, hmm. Oh, and in the other video, I wished everybody a happy Scorpio season. So if you're a Scorpio or have any Scorpio in your chart, woohoo, okay. Furthermore, you could be seeing numbers 111, 222, 2222, 311, 333, 444, 411, 430, 555, 1010, and 1111, which those are all twin flame numbers. And here's a cool thing. When it comes to the number 1111, I discovered that there's a quote for that. And it's called 1111, the gateway to heaven. Mine, I thought that shit was cool. Anyways, but for me, hmm, let's see. Yeah, pay attention to all the numbers and plants, synchronicities that you see because they've all got a meaning to them. And I was just told to tell you guys, pay attention if any of your glassware breaks, like a glass cup that you're nowhere near, okay, and it just smashes, poof. Or if like maybe you're sitting at a dining room table and you've got old light bulbs and shit hanging down, and one cracks out, it's got nothing to do with battery, or excuse me, yeah, the battery to it. No, it's a sign of negativity or, monitoring spirits that are around, trickster spirits. You guys could be seeing gnats. And let me tell you, yesterday I saw a fly that was driving me crazy. And I knew that they were up my ass, the coven up my ass, watching me. But I finally smashed it. So if you see anything like that happen, anything smashed, whatever, plant your goddamn house. Hmm. And in my other video, I told you guys that I was really proud about how you followed directions when it came to watching the videos. The first one was about the new moon in Libra, and then the other one was about the magic triangle. So, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I just want to let you guys know that I've gotten so many downloads that put FYI, so many downloads that if I switch between topics, I'm sorry. Please be patient with me, but you gotta listen because it's all crucial information. Uh, I already mentioned this part in the beginning, but I'm gonna say it again. So another FYI, when the divine feminine and masculine reunite, get prepared for black magic spells, breakup spells to be sent your way because the karmic feminine wants the divine masculine with a fiery passion. So the feminines and masculines, y'all gotta hold on tight and realize that if you're acting weird and shit, it's not you. It's the spells and it's her projections. Her projection of negativity, anger, and depression being thrown at you. So now, we talked about the Capricorn shit too. So now let's get down to the serious shit. As mentioned before, like in my last video, I'm giving like a quick little recap, y'all. Uh, it said that I've been sensing the karmic masculine has been sitting on the sidelines, so to speak, and that's because he's been strategizing what he's gonna do next. My downloads about this started a little bit before the new moon in Libra, okay? And let me tell you, there's a lot of shit going on. So, as mentioned before, if I'm kind of all over the place, it's because I'm trying to fit in everything here that I got. And as usual, karmic feminine, excuse me, the karmic masculine is pissed about how he can't have the divine feminine. What the fuck else is new? And not to mention, he's furious about how much information us tarot readers, aka whistleblowers, have been sharing with the public via our platforms. Guess what? It's gotta be done because this evil shit needs to come to an end because this karmic, well, both karmics, and the other people that are still left in the coven, y'all don't know when to stop. Y'all don't know when enough is enough. And the love spells that the karmic masculine has been sending towards the feminine, they're not working. They never did. At least when it comes to my situation, it never did. Hmm. Well, yeah, we're just proving how you karmic masculine are a professional criminal. And even though the karmic cycle between you and the feminine, it's over with, you just can't seem to accept that. But other people who dropped out of the coven try to talk some sense into you, but bruh, your listening skills suck. One ear and out the other. So, well, let me tell you, they're backfiring like no other. And you think that when everything bad that was happening to you and the other people in the coven, you thought, oh, see, 2121 on the timer as I'm saying this. You were saying, oh, you see, the feminine's a black orc witch. That's why we're having such shitty luck. No, bros. It was the karma that was coming your way, that was backfiring. That energy had to go somewhere, yo. Because, like I've mentioned many, many, many times, any tarot reader or any feminine out there who's not a tarot reader, but, helps with humanity in some way, we didn't talk shit about you guys. In which, I mean, talking shit about somebody, gossip, that is considered word magic. We didn't curse or hex anybody. We never sent any death spells. No nothing. So, karmic masculine, since he refuses to stop, not only will you be stuck with your karmic wife, which you hate with a fiery passion, but you've added on generations worth of family curses. And you're going to lose your marbles to the point where you're going to have to go to the hospital. And they may have to put you in a straitjacket because you are going to be very violent. I mean, I can picture it like your eyes totally bloodshot red in rage and on drugs of whatever kind, because you combine drugs like it's a fucking buffet. You're gonna be very angry, you're gonna lose your temper, and just you're gonna want to punch holes into walls and crap, and they're gonna probably have to put a straitjacket on your eyes until you calm down so the doctors can speak to you. But after the doctors speak to you and know that there are warrants out for your arrest, dude, you're going to prison. But once again, like I've said before, I sense that you're gonna check out within the first or second night that you're there. And in my mind, the vision that I keep getting is that it's gonna be one of the police officers or what do they call them, parole officers or whatever, security guards shit that walk, down in between the halls to check on the prisoners. They're gonna find you some. I mean, I'm talking this way like, oh, it's nothing. It's like a parade, woohoo. But in reality, I wouldn't wish this shit upon anybody. No, like, on my father's ashes, I wouldn't wish this bullshit on anybody. But I don't care how you slice it and dice it. eh, This is the karma. By the way, I am gonna post this video twice. I know that can be annoying, but it has to do with, how do I say? Hmm, When you look it up for YouTube, they tell you what standard times are for posting shit. Okay. Um, on the weekends, it's usually around this time where people wake up earlier, the old fogies do, and are watching this, but I get it. Some of you guys could be hungover, whatever, and you're like, fuck off, I'll watch you later, or you can watch me on Monday. Whatever. Mm. Here's the thing, before this shit happens, him losing his shit, going to the hospital and going to prison, like I said he's been sitting on the sidelines. 27:47 on the timer when I said that. Been sitting on the sidelines, strategizing his next moves. Got about 3 to 4 plans up his sleeve. And in the last video, okay, I discussed what these plans are. So I'm not going to go over them in this video because that is just redundant. So go back to the old video and watch it. On a side note, either your karmic masculine or your divine masculine's karmic. I hope I didn't confuse you with that. But they've been in secret competition with you in regards to your intuition because uh, both of the karmics are still trying to prove that you're a fraud, but the karmic feminine is also still in competition when it comes to swapping destinies, beauty magic, body magic. She just really wants to be like you so that the masculine will fall in love with her. Hmm. Okay, in addition to this, you guys already know that the karmic masculine and the coven's tech geniuses. I'm sensing that it's one main guy, but he's got a few other little minions that they specialize in different departments. Okay, and they gather all kinds of information and then they send it to the big main head guy, which for my situation, I keep getting the name Brent. Brent. For others of you out there, it could be a Brian. It could be it's a B name. Shit, maybe with you guys it's a guy named Brent too. But I sense it's a B name. I just heard Boynton. Boynton? That's weird. Well, the main guy, the head guy here, you guys know that all of your tech devices have been hacked, your laptops, your cell phones, and they connected their secret GPS to yours. So everybody, not just the karmic masculine, but everybody in the fucking coven, they all know where you're at any given time. Yes, I know that it's spooky and they're up your ass 24/7, but remember, you're always protected. Always. If they were to try doing something slick, have no fear, you're protected, okay? And as I say, no evil weapons formed against me shall prosper. And you know what? Excuse me. Um, for all the divine feminines out there, go and check all of your social media accounts because there could be somebody who created a undercover or secret account under your social media account, if that makes any sense. That's the only way I know how to explain it because, I'm also a divine feminine myself. And I checked my platforms and under my Facebook account, there is an account of a strange man by the name, just the first name. I'm not going to share the last name for privacy purposes. The initials are DG, D as in dog, and G as in giant. The initials are DG, and the first name is Dawson. Dawson. This person has created some kind of undercover or secret account under my Facebook account. It's fucking weird. I'm gonna have to get that checked out because these people are taking shit way too far. They like, you know what? If your ass was right there, they'd open it up and say, "Pucker up to your asshole." And I highly advise that all the masculines out there go do the same shit. Go check all of your social media accounts to see if anybody has created some kind of secret undercover underground account. And you know what? For all I know, this Dawson person doesn't exist, and it's just a made up name the coven came up with, to hide their true identity. There have been so many lies and gossip and rumors that I guarantee you this Dawson person doesn't exist. Or if they do, it's probably the person that is the head tech genius, which in my situation, like I said, it's Brent. So I'm not taking this shit lightly, and neither should you guys. Or could be a female behind the account. You never know. There's so many things in technology these days that you can get away with. And by the way, they could have taken some of your pictures. And with this AI shit, I hate it. They could have taken some of your pictures. 39:49 on the timer when I said that. They could have taken your pictures, chopped them out, whatever, and then photoshopped them with AI. And these pictures are disgusting, making you look like a whore, all kinds of crap. I really do hate the AI shit. Oh my God. Okay. Then speaking of shitty karma, if the karmic masculine is in fact divorced and he's broke and can't pay for child support, his ex-wife doesn't work because she's a gold digger who came from a wealthy family. But when her parents stopped giving her money, she started prostituting. And seeing as how the karmic masculine refuses to get a job, all the luxuries that he used to have in the past, that was because he had access to the feminine's energy, especially excuse me, Sakura is what I was almost gonna say, had access to the sacral chakra and just kept draining it out and soaking it out and just kept manifesting all the shit that he wanted, especially money. So, I said Sakura. You've never heard of that word Sakura? And anything that's being said or done in a reading always means something. Sakura. I don't know. So yeah, uh, took you for a ride with your sacral chakra to manifest everything because he hates any type of labor and he got addicted to black magic because it gave him what he wanted like that. And then he used that money to buy magical supplies to do black magic on the divine feminine and hmm, paid other people, not just within the coven, but people outside of America, like people in South America, to pay to do voodoo on the feminine. And then he also paid people and bribed them to come up with all kinds of rumors and gossip about the feminine to make her look like a serious piece of shit to the point where nobody would want to associate with her. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, FYI, she was rejected by a huge community of Satanists, which I have to say this to protect my ass when it comes to freedom of speech and the Constitution. In the Constitution, I know it says freedom of religion. So, if you're a Satanist, you're a Satanist. But as long as you're not hurting people, cool, whatever. You know, if you want to be Christian, a witch, pagan, whatever, cool. Just don't hurt people. Hmm. Well, this community of Satanists who call themselves a family because everyone knows about everybody else's business. It's fucking weird is that this group is actually the karmic family that the karmic masculine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine all knew in a past lifetime. And All three of us, including the masculine's karmic and the karmic masculine's karmic, we all decided to reincarnate to pay off our karmic debts that we committed in the past lifetime. Probably thinking to yourself, what the? I saw myself. Anyways, um, hope I'm not boring you guys. I really hope not. Um, but at this point, I'm not sure if the divine masculine knew whether or not these people were Satanists, but if he did, he kept it to himself. And I think there's a secret that he could be hiding behind that. I would say it here, but not. But I just got a message and leaving it at that. Because when you guys do reunite, it's definitely gonna be a tear jerker of a conversation, heart to heart conversation where this masculine is finally going to open up and spill his guts out. So anyways, um if he did know about these people in this lifetime being satanic and being in a coven, he kept it to himself, never said shit. And I don't know about you feminines, but for me, I had no fucking idea. No clue. Excuse me. And these people, they didn't treat me like shit in any way, and vice versa. And that was way before all the lies and the rumors were being spread. Okay. Then I think the karmic masculine's ex-wife has been secretly attacking him with mental mind illusion spells whenever she's been at her mother's, her cousin's, or her aunt's house. Okay? And she's doing it to get revenge on him for being so obsessed with you. And now let's talk about the divine masculine's shitty situation. I sense that he's had to deal with a lot of drama from his karmic. Like, just like the karmic masculine is a piece of work, so is she. And she's got a lot of mental problems too, just like the karmic. Anyways, this karmic feminine caused a lot of problems with the divine masculine's blood family, okay? Like his mother, okay? And she put on a facade. Karmic feminine put on a facade, making the family think that, she's a sweet girl. She wants nothing but for the divine to be happy. Let me tell you what, he wasn't happy. He was just content. He was settling. And this chick, he offered to help around the house with cleaning and then running errands. Things really got suspicious and fishy because she would come back and 44, on the timer as I'm saying this. Wow. Wow. Double protection, y'all. Oh my God. Well, money started missing. Like when she was running errands for people, money started missing. And when they started asking her questions about that, she couldn't give a valid explanation for it. But snapping point was when the divine masculine's mother, okay, she got a receipt, man, and the money on the receipt didn't make sense because it turns out that this karmic was buying other shit with the money she was given. That was the snapping point, okay? We'll say that. And the karmic gets totally fucking chewed out in front of everybody, like I probably said in my last video. And yeah, that was a snapping point. And after that, the karmic was told to leave and never come back. But this bitch got some balls testing her luck and refused to leave. So, of course, they had to get the authorities involved. I'm not sure if I said that in my last video or not, but they had to get her escorted off the property. Okay? And while she was being, after she escorted off the property, everybody was in a mad dash, calling their banks up and saying, yo, we need to change our debit and credit card numbers, explaining the situation, please close out the old accounts, we need new accounts and whatnot. They got it. And then, excuse me, the karmic feminine was doing something with the karmic masculine, but that's in the old video that you all need to watch. I'm not going to go over that again over here. And so, she eventually got letters, okay, in the mail about restraining orders. She's livid, pissed off, and takes her ass down to the mother's house and demands to know why there's been restraining orders filed against her. And the mother, in her mind, she's like, I'm not even gonna bother explaining to this person because she's the type of person who's gonna take shit out of context. Just slams the door right in front of her and calls the authorities to arrest her. Okay? They arrest her, they put her in the slammer, and unfortunately, she gets out because somebody from the coven obviously bailed her ass out. And ever since she got out, she's been on the warpath to start a spiritual warfare against the divine feminine. Confirmation with the heater going on. Oh, okay. So, and this is not just for me. This story is probably resonating with a whole bunch of other feminines and masculines out there. Well, at this point, I need to rewind the story a bit because I think that this Jerry Springer show started shortly after the Divine Masculine discovered all the karmic feminine's dirty secrets that she was hiding. And I'm saying this because during this time they were having a situationship. And she had high hopes that it was going to turn into something more serious, but she was sadly mistaken. See, there was a random moment where She confronted the masculine and gave him paperwork to sign. She already signed her part, and it was documentation about cohabitating, living together in an apartment or a house. And he's just taken aback. He's shocked. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like, we never talked about this. And he was getting tired of a lot of her shit when it came to her asking questions constantly about whether or not he still loved the divine feminine. And he kept putting it off and putting it off until finally this was the snapping point, and he just busted out the truth about how he was still madly in love with the feminine. He's never stopped thinking about her throughout the years. And see, in the karmic's mind, oh, this feminine's been out of the picture for what? For some people, it's been 9 to 10 years. For some, it's been 12 years. It's crazy shit. Well, just sadly mistaken. His mind never stopped thinking about the feminine. And yes, he dated other people in the meantime to, it was to distract himself, to try to fill the void in his heart. And he dedicated himself to his work too, which, by the way, oh my God, I cannot listen, focus, focus. I cannot forget to tell you this part. Dear masculines, I wish I had a fucking speaker. Dear masculines, okay, everybody knows that you're trying to get back with the feminine, and this karmic feminine is so livid and pissed off that she's going to threaten you about, hey, if you get with the feminine, I'm gonna fuck with your finances. She is going to try to do black magic on your finances. She may try to talk shit to your boss. She may try to call your place of business to get a hold of the boss, talk shit, or leave voicemails. Okay? If this hasn't happened already, if it, talk to your boss and let them know about this crazy bitch. She's gonna try to do whatever she can to either A, hey, let's lower his pay rate. Let's get rid of his benefits. Let's lower his hours to the point where he just gets laid off or he gets fired. Because hey, when he reunites, he's got no money, he's got no job. And so, if we have destroyed the feminine's all efforts with a career and money, and if his efforts are fucked with his money, hey, we're gonna have two people here that are freaking broke. And the karmic masculine feels that all that you and all the other feminines, if this is resonating with you, your karmic masculines think that you deserve to be punished from all of these years, deserves to be punished for leaving him, which struck up hell of abandonment issues, and this motherfucker needs to go to therapy. Okay? Because they destroyed your life. They punished you. They felt like you deserved this punishment. And now that the masculine wants to get back with the feminine, his karmic is gonna try to threaten him in every way, try to, get him fired from his job, talk shit about him to the rest of the group of friends, blah, blah, blah. So, but you know what? Like I said before, don't put up with any threats. Don't put up with any threats because I really do have a feeling that when the reunion happens, it's gonna break all the fucking curses and hexes that were sent. I really do because it's a power couple. Power couple. Because what you gotta understand too, wow, I'm almost to an hour, but fuck it. This needs to be said. See, your karmic masculine wanted to be a power couple with the feminine. No, because it's not meant to work that way. It's just not. That's not in the divine plans. And the karmic feminine wants to be a power couple with the masculine. Nope, that's not a part of the plans. No. Divine masculine and the divine feminine together. That's the divine plan. Whether the karmics like it or not. Get a fucking rip. So I really do believe that when the reunion happens, yes, you're gonna be hit with some black magic in the beginning, and this is a test to see if you're strong enough to stick it out. You pick up on the signs of it and realize, oh shit, this is what's going on. Stand your fucking ground, okay? It's gonna break curses and hexes. And when this happens, the feminine's luck is gonna burst. The abundance is gonna come in. And there's gonna be a lot more abundance and prosperity with the masculine as well. So the both of you together, it's like it's it better than the fucking Taj Mahal, bro. And so, anyways, yeah, this masculine felt terrible for listening to the person who lied to him about the feminine, but he never confronted her about it and just ghosted her. Not to mention all the lies and rumors that were being said about her by his friends who were Satanists. By this point, he knew that they were satanic. Okay. And whenever he asked for advice about whether or not he should get back with her, they always kept saying no, because she's not the right one. She doesn't fit in, blah, blah, blah. And he got lost in the bullshit. Or as they used to say, you got lost up in the fuzz. Like what, back in the 70s? You got wrapped up and lost with the fuzz of gossip and rumors. Participated in it, unfortunately, and did some black magic on her, unfortunately. I've said this many a times, but at least for me, I forgive you. I forgive you. People do stupid shit, real stupid shit, when it comes to peer pressure or trying to fit in or get approval. Okay. And for you feminines out there, the other feminines out there, forgive your masculine man because if not, I guarantee you that you are going to get stuck in this toxic loophole of being stagnant. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm ready to move on. Hmm. And a masculine feels like shit for what he did because he wasn't raised like that. He wasn't raised like that. He wasn't raised to do shit like that. And not only that, but he knew that all these lies and rumors weren't true. The truth was finally coming out because he dated her for a long time and she was nothing of what these people were saying about her. And all the lies and gossip got constantly mixed up. Someone says this and then somebody else says that, and this this masculine, when I've done my tarot readings, he keeps coming out as with the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very, very slow moving knight. Been making his moves very slowly along the way to get information, but also to go back to bad habits, unfortunately. Bad habits of partying a lot and getting back into certain substances. But when all this truth came out, it was shocked and pissed beyond belief because at that point he realized, oh my God, I broke my own heart because he listened to others. All it took was one motherfucking person to tell him a lie. He believed it, and then other shit kept going. And he realized, oh my God, I've been living a lie this whole fucking time. He fell into a very deep depression because of that. Because it made him question, who in the fuck have I been hanging around with all this time? Clearly, they're not loyal to me the way that I've been with them. And I left the love of my life based off of a lie. I mean, I've had downloads and visions of this person crying themselves at night or crying themselves to sleep at night. Uh, you know, very nostalgic the way that the feminines are. The good old times before all the bullshit began with. And hoping that when he comes through trying to get a reunion with you, that you won't reject him, which for me, on my behalf, I'm not going to reject. I want the reunion just as bad, which I guarantee a lot of you feminines do as well. Because I'm serious, this is divinely ordered. This has been divinely orchestrated, divinely ordered. And if you want your life to be in the shithole until you croak, have fun. Because I'm tired of the shit. Well, anyways, part of his karma, this whole time, part of his karma was to realize what it means to miss someone. Because he was definitely a big ass player back in the day, was non-committal, and never had serious relationships in the past. You were the only serious relationship he's had that showed him what true unconditional love was. But when the breakup happened, in your heart, at least in my heart, I knew there's some finished business. There's some freaky, shady shit going on. Couldn't put my finger on it, but there was some shit going on. This is a one hell of a love story. A one hell of a love story that's been going on for years. And the happy ending is coming here soon with the reunion around the holiday season. I believe that the masculine stopped hanging around the old crowd and has done a lot, and I mean a lot, of self reflection about his life, the choices that he made when the feminine wasn't around, and thought about you, and what you were doing. And without a doubt in my mind, a lot of this information of the truth, probably because he and the other people in the coven, the opposition, were watching me. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. And damn near every other tarot reader on, social media platforms here, they know they're being watched. Oh, and shit, yeah, it was a wake up call. It really was. And I don't know if you guys saw the video that I had with the love tarot cards. And I said, I swear on my father's ashes, when I lifted up the deck, right inside were four cards. First one said, "You feel like home to me." The next one said, "Ghosted," which can go either way. Ghosted in terms of, the feminine was ghosted, or it's a message of karmic feminine is going to be ghosted. And then the next card after that was twin flame. The card after that was soulmate. And then the last card, it said what he wants simply is for happiness, you and him together happy, just simply happy. But he's always felt like home with you and vice versa. It's a very beautiful thing. And the last thing here that I'm gonna finish with is hmm, let's see. So, and all this commotion and all these thoughts in his head and missing you, loving you, but he's always had an issue with expressing his feelings. He knows that he's got to get it together, okay? And he figured out that he needed to let go of his pride and ego because technically he was standing in his own way, or as I say, shooting himself in the foot. So, and he's been overthinking the situation like no other. This is one of those situations where stop overthinking. You've done it for far too long, and it's time that you made a move. Finally, based on this information, Divine Masculine realized that in the past he wasn't in his right frame of mind for a while. And that's because, like I said, the Karmic Feminine was doing both mental mind illusion magic and love spells to make him think that he was supposed to be with her, but no, because it didn't matter what magic she did or anybody else did, the feminine was still always in the back of his mind because he's never experienced a relationship like that. And I firmly believe that there's a very, very, very close friend of his that when I say close friend, I'm talking like if this person needed a fucking organ, okay, and the masculine was the only one who matched that person for the organ, that masculine would give that person their organ. Like that's how tight knit they are. So this person had a very long talk, the masculine, because earned the right act, so to speak, and told him, quit listening to what others are saying and tell them to fuck off. But more importantly, tell them, stop looking for approval from these people because you know what? You're an adult who can make your own decisions regardless of what anyone else thinks. After this discussion, the masculine started protecting the divine feminine whenever people were talking shit about her. People have been thrown off and confused about that. He's defending the divine feminine? He never did that in the past. What? He used to join in. What the fuck's going on now? He's defending her? Because he knows the truth and he knows what he wants out of life. And he wants the feminine. And this this information that the karmic knows lit a fire up under her ass. And she's gonna want to try to get revenge, but it's going to fail. But hey, stick it together. You'll make it. I love you guys. And I liked looking at the camera this way, but excuse the mess of laundry in the back. I'm sorry that this message took a little longer. My bad. Anyways, hope you have the rest of a great Saturday. And I will post this, yeah, today, and then you guys will see this on Monday as well, just in case you need the weekend to recuperate. Love you.